Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's topic, we are going to cover Azure App Service. Azure App Service is one of the most popular service that is used for creating web application and the custom applications. Let's start. Service is fully managed platform as a service offering from Azure Microsoft. It allows developers to host web applications, REST APIs, and mobile backends without worrying about servers or operating systems. You just need to focus on writing your code. Rest of all the other things, Azure take cares about your servers, operating systems, load balancer, security, and infrastructure. So this means the developer just need to focus on writing the code. They don't need to worry about the infrastructure level issues or infrastructure. So they just need to pick the options while creating the app, and they can deploy the code, and their application will run successfully on Azure. Now, next is what type of application you can run on Azure App Service. Azure App Service supports web apps, REST APIs, containerized applications, static web apps. Why company use this Azure App Service? Azure App Service because company use this service because it helps to manage lots of the things, like you don't need to worry about the hardware or the software installation. So this is fully managed service. They are fully managed by Azure. You don't need to create the virtual machine or install software. Azure handles everything. Next, auto scaling. Your application can automatically scale up and down on CPU uses basis or memory uses, number of requests based on that. For example, if your e-commerce website gets heavy traffic during festive season, Azure can automatically create more instances to handle the load. And when traffic decreases, it scales down automatically, saving the cost. Next is built-in CI/CD. What is CI/CD? CI/CD is the continuous integration and continuous development. That means your developer write the code and they can just deploy the code very easily by syncing through the Azure DevOps, or either using the GitHub or Bitbucket, or you're using the Visual Studio Code. Every time when you push your code, your application can be automatically built and deploy the changes. This is called continuous integration and continuous deployment. Custom domain and SSL. You can use custom domains, and Azure can automatically manage your SSL certificates for secure HTTPS communication. High availability. What is high availability? It means built-in load balancing. Multiple application instances automatically fail over within an Azure region. This helps ensure applications remain available even if a server fails. Now, I will discuss about the Azure App Service pricing tier. Pricing tier means when you go and buy something, you have your preference. You want something very expensive with more features, and you have a less budget, you want some simple things, right? The same way, when you are creating an app, you maybe have more APIs, more web pages, and your web app will going to be very busy. In that case, you have to select your pricing tier very carefully, right? Free tier is a shared infrastructure where all resources are shared, and they have provided limited resources. In the basic tier, you will get dedicated resources, you will get custom domain, and Azure provide the SSL support. Next comes standard tier. It provides more feature. With the basic tier feature is also available, and you will get extra features, auto scaling plus deployment slots. And in premium tier, you will get more memory, faster CPU, and auto scaling. This is most highly recommended for the production. What is deployment slots? So whenever you make some changes, those changes needs to push in your web app or application. So when you push your changes, you don't want your website will be down, and customer will face issues. To avoid those types of issues, so there is a option deployment slots. So deployment slots are a feature of Azure App Service that allow you to run multiple versions of your application within the same app service instance. The most common setup is production slot, the live application used by customers. Staging slot, a new version of the application where you test changes before making them live. Imagine you have a production website. You want to deploy a new version, but you don't want user to experience downtime. You can create a staging slot, deploy the new version there, test everything, and once you are satisfied, simply swap the staging slot with production. This provides zero downtime deployments, easy rollback, safe testing environment. Many enterprises use deployment slot. Now, once your application is running, or you can face some issues sometime, and you need to know what APIs are having, how many calls are getting inside, how much memory your application is consuming, right? To track those types of information, Azure provides a service that is called Azure Monitor, Application Insight, Log Analytics. Azure Monitor will help you to get more knowledge, more understanding, and more inside of the resources. You will see how much time it takes to give the response time for the API calls, how many requests have failed, what was the CPU uses, how much memory was consumed, what exceptions arise, and what are the user activities. You can see all in the Azure Monitor. On the application level issues, or you want more information about the application, you can trace that in the application insight. You will get the information on the real times in basis. Let's create the web app. So for that, you need to log in first to the Azure portal. Once you are on Azure portal, you can see here this is a app service, right? You need to select this, or you can search here as well, app service. So you will find it's here now. So currently I don't have any app is running. Let's create the first web app. So these are the options available. I will select the web app. Now you need to provide the details. These are the required information, so they will verify under which subscription or resource group you want to publish this web app. So I'm selecting this subscription. Now select the resource group. Now app name. So now you need to select the option. You want to publish your code, or you want to publish your app through the containers. So I'm using the code. So this option you need to select very carefully. For like if you are using the languages which is supported by Azure, you can select the code option. But if you are using for your programming languages which is not supported by Azure, you select the container where you need to install your customer libraries as well. So I am selecting this default option code, and I'm selecting the .NET. Here you can see these are the programming languages option available. You can pick either Python, PHP, Node, Java, .NET. Now, so need to select the operating system. So if you want to run your application on Linux server or Windows server, select that. I am running on this window, and then you need to select the region. So I'm selecting the Australia Southeast. Then you can give your name for your Windows plan, or you can write yourself, or I'm just using the default one. Here you can give the name, whatever you want. Now you need to select the pricing plan. So this is a free, basic, premium, isolated, or standard. So I am selecting the basic one. So in this basic plan, I will not get the deployment slot option or auto scaling option. So here, if I need to deploy the code, I need to deploy code through the Visual Studio Code, or either from the Azure DevOps, right? So now create. So deployment is in progress. Once it is ready, we will open the web app. Deployment is successful. So this app is now start. So this is the custom domain name. This is the default name I pick up. I provide the name here, and this is the domain name. I can click on this and you can see app is running on this URL. Custom domain you can give if you have some name, for example, my webapp.com.au. Once it is ready, you can see here it's still loading. So just this will give you the basic web app without any code. So you have to write the code for this. So you see your web app is running and waiting for your content. So that is for the code you have to provide. So here, this for the deployment of the code, these are the two options available. But as I already told you, deployment slot is not available with the basic tier. We need for to upgrade the service for that first, either standard or premium, then you can get this option. So we have another option, that is deployment center. Here you can pick your resource wherever you have your code of your application. If you have your repositories or in GitHub, you select here GitHub. If that is in any other of the option like Azure DevOps or local Git, you pick up all those options from here. So automatically you need to provide all the details, and once you have all the details ready and it's synced with your account successfully, you can deploy your code here. So we'll see if it will successfully sync with GitHub. If this will not work, then I will push the code from Visual Studio Code. It might be give some issue for the user login or some authentication value can be failed, and for that just wait. See, so this is not successful. So there will be some issue comes. We can see what are the issues here. So this is some issues come here. I will fix this later on. We will do through the Visual Studio Code. Here for in this Visual Studio Code, I have my code here. So I need to first sync my account with the Microsoft Azure. So sign in is already synced, and after then you have to pick your subscription and details. It's already synced. So my account is already synced. I just need to deploy the code here. So you use the shortcut Control Shift plus P, and you just if your app is not created, you just pick this option, second one option. If your app is already there, just pick the second op. First one is for to create the web app, second one is to deploy the web app. So my app is now created. Now I just need to deploy that code. So it's loading, selecting subscription. So this is the subscription and region. Now I'm just deploying this code. So all this code will be whatever. This is a sample code I have. I'm deploying to the app. So this will take few seconds or minutes. It is giving succeed. Right, so code is it's still in progress. We'll just see. We'll come check here in the app service. This is still in progress. So now app is ready. It is deployed successfully. Just to refresh the screen. Earlier you see we got this. Now after push the code, we will get the outputs will be different, something different, whatever I have given in the code. So you can either click on this browse or you can select the default domain. I will select this. Now see, I hope you liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe my channel for more updates.